Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you guys for waking up with us this morning. It is absolutely beautiful outside. We got lots of stuff to talk about today. And, let's introduce everybody that's on the stage today. There's lots of ambulances driving by this morning. To my right.
Yo, what's going on? It's Corey.
Corey, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, all right, good to hear. To my left.
Joey, hello there.
Hi, Joey. How you doing?
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you. And then over there in production land, we have Alex making sure we look good today. And then, of course, in the sound booth, we have Mr. Fish, fresh with a brand new haircut, man. Ooh. How you feeling today, Fish?
I'm feeling good. Tuesday, closer to the weekend. Got another big weekend.
You look good.
Keeps on coming. Thank you.
You look younger. Did you shave too? Because you were growing a little mustache last week.
Shave every week on Saturday, mostly on Saturday.
Okay, Saturday's your shave day?
Yeah, unless I am busy and just don't do it.
Can we grow them together, Fish? Let's just grow mustaches.
Why?
Next November, will you do mustache with us?
Probably not.
Oh, come on, Fish. I think you'd look amazing with a mustache.
No.
We had the best talk with Fish I think I've ever had in my entire life yesterday.
Yeah, we got to talk about that later on in the show today.
Greatest talk.
First of all, thank you to everybody that's watching right now. We are live streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and of course Twitter. So thank you very much for dropping your name in the comments, just letting us know what you think of the show, and participating in the show throughout the course of the day today. And of course, everybody who's downloaded the app. We appreciate you too, and thank you for listening there. So, we haven't really spent much time talking about the Pistons lately, probably rightfully so. I mean, they haven't had the best season on the planet, but they've had a productive season, if that's a good way to put it. And one of our favorite contributors to Woodward Sports, his name is Pistons Talk. And let's bring him on right now. Let's kick off the show talking Pistons basketball today.
What up, Anthony?
What up, though?
How's it going, man?
Good. How are you guys doing this morning?
Hey, Corey, you like that? He said, what up, Doe? So he learned from you as well.
No, he's from the D. He already know what's up.
He's been indoctrinated. So, yeah,
Long time ago.
The Pistons season kind of wrapping up here. We're starting to talk about lottery picks. We're starting to talk about the draft lottery and how the Pistons may get screwed again like we always do and be pushed down to 7. So we wanted to bring you on just to kind of get an update on what you saw this season and going into the draft, what you're kind of looking for. So I guess let's start with the positive news about this team. 3 rookies really stood out this year. Troy Weaver came in. He hit on pretty much every first-round pick that we had this year, which was 3, and I think we're all excited about all 3 of those guys. Of those 3 guys, who do you like the best for the Pistons' future moving forward?
I think Saddiq Bey, because he's just such a wild card. I think, if he develops, he could possibly be kind of within that Jaylen Brown archetype. I think, he's setting like every 3-point rookie record for the Pistons, NBA record. To me, I think he's probably the biggest question mark. You're hoping to see what he can possibly turn into. Like Killian Hayes, too. He's probably my favorite rookie that we did draft. And I think everyone, whether it's on Pistons Twitter or just Pistons fans in general, they love them some beefs too.
So you do a cult favorite.
You
for
do
sure.
mention Killian Hayes. So what's your thoughts? Because honestly, in the beginning of this, we all had a little bit of doubt, obviously, when he went down. But now we're starting to see him come back. His defense is looking good, in my opinion. And it's really just, besides his turnovers, I love Killian Hayes. What's your thoughts on him?
I think his defense right now is above his offense, and I think his defense is something he can hang his hat on. I love the passing, too. For him to be such a good passer at such a young age, I think that's something that, he's really going to, draw, like you guys are showing right now, just the way he draws the defense out. There's going to be a lot of, players next year that we could, bring in through the draft. Definitely average 10 assists a night if you get the proper shooting around him.
Yeah, that's what I really like about Killian Hayes' game is it's going to be so well-rounded. We saw it the last game he played in, close to a triple-double. Not quite there, almost a quadruple-double with the turnovers. But we're going to slow those down.
Does that count? Is that how it works?
It does not, unfortunately.
I don't know. Well, Westbrook would know.
Westbrook would know. And congratulations to Westbrook.
Yeah,
Holy hell.
shout out to Westbrook. Yeah.
Me and Adam were having that conversation this morning. Like, it's got to be so weird to be Russell Westbrook and be such a talented player, but you can't win anything.
Yeah, I mean, he's a generational talent. I mean, that's another Troy Weaver guy. Troy Weaver, he was a guy that actually went out and drafted Westbrook. He was really high on him. He was probably one of the only GMs back in his draft that said, I think this guy's going to be a generational talent, and he's got a good eye for it. So I think if you're a Piston fan, you absolutely love that.
Hey, I'm glad you brought up Troy Weaver. What do you think about the way that he's currently building out this roster? It kind of seems similar to the same way that he did with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think it's just a really good change of pace. I think just being a Piston fan, there's never really been a sense of direction. And, first press conference, it says, I want to get back to restoring the Detroit Pistons. Bringing in guys like a hometown kid and Josh Jackson, getting more defensive. I think I love that. I think the city likes it too. There's bringing in guys that they might not be the most skilled, but they're going to out hustle you and they're never going to quit. I think Pistons fans love that about his approach of bringing in these guys.
And what are your thoughts on Dwane Casey as a developer of talent? It seems like as the season has progressed, these guys are starting to get a lot more comfortable on the court, taking more chances and being able to showcase their game a lot more.
Yeah, I'm really high on Coach Casey. I think he's like you said, really good developmental coach. I think, what he's done with, all the rookies this year and, some guys that we, drafted last year, like Sekou, as of late, has been putting in really good games together outside of the game of Chicago. I think just his way he coaches, I love it because he's giving the young guys an opportunity to make mistakes. He's not ripping them out. He's letting them learn from their mistakes and develop throughout this season. And I think that's going to be crucial for all the rookies that we drafted and upcoming rookies we draft this year.
So basically, you're saying that Dwane Casey's the anti-Stan Van Gundy.
I actually got a funny Stan Van Gundy story, but I don't know if I can tell it here.
Let's go, baby.
So I'm at a Piston game, and I had no idea. I'm sitting next to his wife.
Oh, boy.
And my friends were pretty vocal, and she completely just cussed us out and got out of her seat. Like, we're sitting right behind the bench, and one of my friends, he calls him Stan Van Dummy. Like, he was saying that for like 2.5 hours, and she just finally snapped, cussed us all out. So that was my first interaction with Stan and his family. So,
what did she say to you?
She called me an effing meathead. You don't know what you're talking about. She told my friend that you need to go to AA because you got beer all over your shirt.
Wow.
It was just, I know. She just flipped her lid.
It's got to be tough, though, to be the wife of a bad coach, and you're just sitting there hearing about how bad your husband is at his job.
That's got to be crazy. Now, hey, you brought up Sekou Demuya. Now, last 7 games, 4 out of the last 7 games, he scored in double digits. The best game I'll probably say would be against the want to say it was the Hornets, where he got that 20 ball. But where do you see Sekou at? He's kind of in a weird scenario where it's like he could possibly be on this team next year, or he could find himself cut, because there have been a lot of guys that have stepped up, and even though he stepped up in the past couple of games, he hasn't shown it all season. Where do you see him fitting in next year?
I think this is his last opportunity, honestly.
Wow.
This team has so many forwards. I mean, you look at Josh Jackson, Jeremy Grant, Saddiq Bey. The only reason why Sekou's playing is because we're full-on tank season right now. We're trying to, get good lottery odds. But, I mean, I think this is his last chance to make a good impression with Troy Weaver. I honestly have a gut feeling he's getting traded on draft night. I don't know what it is. I think he's getting moved. Not to say that he's not a good player. It's just we don't really have, the room or the minutes to give around right now on this current team.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I've seen when watching the Pistons is that when he gets on the court, he's lately made the most of his minutes. Because to your point, it's we're in a tank mode now officially. But when he got out there earlier throughout the season, he wasn't doing most of anything with his minutes. Other guys have come in and stepped up and added the production we thought he was going to have.
Yeah, I mean, there are situations where he kind of just like mopes up the court. I think he said in a recent interview, he knows that he's playing and he knows he's getting the minutes. So his approach is different, which I kind of found interesting to me. I think there was an interview last year of him complaining that, he doesn't get to play his game. And he still hasn't really bought into the team aspect of, basketball. I think, once he figures that out, carve your niche within the NBA. I think he could be a good player. I still have a lot of high hopes for him. I just don't know if it's going to be with the Pistons.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well, the good news is that he is actually showing signs of life. So if we are going to trade him, we're at least establishing some value for him right now. Because otherwise, if he would have just played out the rest of the season like he played the beginning of the season, what the hell could we have traded him for? We just would have had to cut him.
I still don't know what the hell they can trade him for.
Yeah.
Maybe a Fable Red and some hot chips.
Ooh, I'm not giving up my hot chips.
I mean, if you can get a first-round pick for John Lure, you can get a first-round pick for freaking Sekou Doumbouya.
Oh, my God. At this point, I'd take it. I mean, I was so hyped for Sekou coming into this season. There were reports of him in our mini bubble that he's grown, that he added the weight, that he was going to be, the next big star here. And then the season came, and it almost went at this point, and it's just flat, man. Absolutely flat with this guy.
And it was crazy because everyone was calling for Coach Casey to get fired because of it, because he was doing the right job as a coach.
Right, not playing him.
Not playing him, seeing things that we obviously did not see as fans of the game. And there's something there that we still do not know, but, I mean, at least he's starting to show a little bit of signs of life.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to lose a job.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can keep him. I'm never a fan of throwing anybody away, especially if we can have value in them. But at the same time, it's, he's had 2 years to show improvement in his game, and we've seen more out of the three rookies moving forward this year than we saw out of Sekou.
I'm ready to cut bait.
You're done with him already?
It's not. The thing is that he's had 2 years to show what he can do. Right now, he's playing well in garbage time, essentially, and all throughout the season, they've brought in guys, even, signed guys through waivers that have performed a lot better. I would like those guys to move forward and get those minutes as opposed to just having this guy just to keep him because, we feel he has promise. He hasn't shown anything when he gets on the court. Outside of dunking on Tristan Thompson, that's his biggest highlight so far of his career.
I haven't seen that aggressiveness since.
Yeah, it's like it came and went since.
It sucks when you see flashes like that, and you can see, you can tell it's there. It's just it needs to be there more consistently, and that's the story of Sekou, and he may be working his way out of a Pistons uniform. You know what? Let's do this. I want to talk more about the draft and the Pistons position going into it. Let's kind of take a break, 15 seconds right now, and we'll be right back to discuss more of the Pistons draft and potential players that they should draft coming up right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back. It's the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. We are talking Pistons this morning, and that's why we brought on Twitter famous at Pistons Talk. And, of course, he's all over Facebook as well. Make sure you go follow them. And, it's just great insight to bring on our local contributors to talk about the Pistons because we haven't spent a ton of time on them this season. There really hasn't been a ton to talk about. Early on, it was, what's Killian going to be? Then it was, oh, shit, we don't have Killian. Then it was, oh, my God, this Isaiah Stewart guy's an absolute animal. Then it was Saddiq Bey can't miss from 3. And that's pretty much the story of the Pistons season. And that leads us to where we're at right now. The Pistons sitting dead last in the Eastern Conference. Got a game tonight. Yeah. Got a game tonight. So where do you think we're going to wind up in the draft? I mean, obviously, it's a lottery. You never know. And history has shown that the lottery has not been kind to the Detroit Pistons, except for the one year we got the number 2 overall pick and then pissed that away accordingly. So what do you think? Do you think we're going to get a good lottery pick this year? Do you think we'll at least land top 3?
If you do the math, they have a 52.1% chance of getting a top 4 pick. If you want to be a pessimist, like me,
it's 48.
The Pistons have a 20% chance of falling to 6. That is the farthest they can fall, sitting at that number 2 spot. So we won't draft at 7. I think that's something we're too familiar with. But if you get a top 5 pick, I think you're set. The talent in the top 5 can change your franchise around. As I've watched, highlights of these guys, study film on them, I think you get a top 5 pick, I think a lot of fans will be happy.
Yeah, see, I'm more convinced that the top 3 are the major game changers in this draft. I mean, top 5 would be great, but I think we really need to be in that top 3 because I'm talking Mobley and I'm talking the 2 Jalens. Like, those are my 3 targets.
No Cunningham?
Huh?
You don't want Cade?
Oh, Cade. Yeah, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Yeah, those are my 4 targets. So out of the 2 Jalens, I know you spoke highly of Jalen Green last time. Is that still who you would like the Pistons to draft?
Yeah, because it's a team need. I think if you look at the team right now, you need a shooting guard. We've experimented with Saddiq Bey at shooting guard, Josh Jackson at shooting guard. We traded Svi Mykhailiuk for Hamidou Diallo. He's been playing some shooting guard. I think if you draft Jalen Green, I think he fits better next to Killian Hayes versus Jalen Suggs. Not to say Jalen Suggs isn't going to be a good pro. I think he's going to be a really sound point guard. He reminds me a lot of Drew Holiday, but just what Jalen Green can do on the court. He's got 3-level scoring, and this you watch the tape on him. It's just some of the stuff he does. It's just you're just wow. This going to be a human highlight reel.
Yeah, when you look at Green, I look at him as more of a complimentary player.
Look at that Detroit jersey in the back.
The Red Wings Detroit jersey. Yeah. No, when you look at Jalen Green, he is more of a complement player to Killian Hayes. I think if you draft a guy like Suggs, you're kind of drafting almost the same player as a Killian, and I'm not sure they can coexist in the same backcourt.
I'm glad you said that. I don't think they can either because both of them aren't really knockdown 3-point shooters.
Right.
Jalen Suggs in college shot 33.5% from 3. Killian this year shooting around 29%. Jalen Green, on the other hand, in the G League against grown men, shot 36% from 3. So, I mean, I think if you get a top 3 pick, whether it's Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, or Jalen Green, I think those are the 3 guys that I'm most high on.
Another reason I would go ahead and go with Green is that, like you said, it'll be a great complementary to Killian Hayes. He can create his own shot. That is one thing that I love about Green, and he's pretty explosive. You're going to need an explosive backcourt, especially in this league with the way how fast the game is right now. So I would definitely be okay with Green. Suggs, like you just said, he was 36%. Like he was 27% for his career as a 3-point shooter. Definitely need to stay away from that.
Yeah, I just think they have similar games too. Like when I watch Killian and I watch Suggs play, they're just like they're more ball control guys. They need to have the ball in their hands, and I think if you bring in a guy like Green, you could start running him off of picks. He's more athletic. You could throw him in some one-on-one ISOs if the play breaks down. There's just more options with a Jalen Green.
He's a good combo guard.
Yeah, and really, I gotta give it to you for last time you were on, you mentioned him, and you're like, this is the guy, and I was like, all right, I really got to dig into this guy and see what the hell he's all about. And everything you said about this guy is completely accurate. Like he has the highest ceiling, I think, of anybody coming out in the draft this year as far as athleticism goes, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, scouts that I've talked to, the draft guys that I trust, they think he's the real deal. They think he could easily average 20 points a game. They think he could be like a Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal type of player in this league.
That would be nice. I'd take Bradley Beal. I would take Bradley Beal in a minute now, especially to compliment Killian and the way he can get guys the ball in open space.
I'll take Bradley Beal right now at 50% with that jacked up hamstring.
Same here.
You think he's got a shot to win the scoring title this year?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, it's him and Steph back and forth right now, right?
Well, you know what? I don't know with that hamstring. Not really so sure. Steph right now is about to empty that clip until he can't anymore. So, kind of hard.
Yeah, the Warriors are now officially into the play-in series, so they're officially in and officially dangerous. Let's kind of shift gears to the NBA playoffs coming up. Do you see the Warriors, or what team do you see kind of being an underdog going in could make some noise?
I don't really know. Like, the Warriors in the play-in is interesting. I haven't really looked at the West. Are the Lakers still at that 7th spot?
As of right now, yeah.
Ooh, that would be really good TV. I think if you look at the West, I can't really say anyone in the Western Conference is an underdog because there's just so many good teams. But I honestly think this is the year that Utah does make some noise. I think it's the year. I don't want to say like they're just going to be like the Atlanta Hawks from a few years ago, win like 60, 70 games and get swept in the first round. I think what they do can translate into playoff basketball. I think, they have a defensive anchor in Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, who should be a Piston. He's been balling out all year. Mike Conley. They have a really fun team, and they just play really, fundamentally sound basketball, and it's really enjoyable to watch.
It's so sad. We can't mention Donovan Mitchell without being like, he could have been a Piston. He could have been a Piston. Like, that is one that burns, I think, more than any. Not any, but
D Wade is one for me.
Yeah, Wade is. God, that entire 04 draft is one for me.
I mean, we keep forgetting Stanley Johnson over Devin Booker.
Oof. Yeah.
That's when the Pistons needed spacing. Oh man, we need a knockdown shooter. Oh crap, Stanley Johnson is there. Let's grab him. What?
I'll always throw it back to that one series Stanley Johnson had against LeBron, and it looked like he could actually defend LeBron. And I thought, coming into next year, this guy's going to step up his defense.
Stanley Johnson did a good job on LeBron, like Ruben Patterson did a good job on Kobe. It was a myth. But I do got a question for you about Donovan Mitchell. What do you think? Do you think that Shaq's comments on him about like he's good but not that great? They had that awkward exchange earlier this season, and it seems like ever since then the Jazz just took off. Do you really think they got a shot at this whole thing?
I do. I think that they have a really good coach in Quinn Snyder. They have good role players. Jordan Clarkson last night was an absolute flamethrower off the bench. I think he had like 40 points and like 0 assists going into his inner Kobe Bryant. But I mean, honestly, like I do think they have a shot to really upset some people.
That was my last game. I shot for a game was the Pistons Jazz, and then we went into COVID.
Hey, I mean, you mentioned the rookies, you mentioned playoffs. I mean, with the Pistons being 20-49, do you truthfully think that if we add a Jalen Green or a Cade Cunningham to the Pistons lineup, that it'll actually transcend into giving us that playoff spot?
I think Cade's the only player that can get you into a playoff situation. I think he's a generational talent. I think whoever gets Cade, their franchise changes that night. I think that's how highly I think of him. I think a lot of people have compared him to, a Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic. When you look at players of his size, you think of Ben Simmons, you think of LeBron James, you think of Luka. Those are the types of players that, he, kind of could, model his game after. And I think, like I said, whoever gets him, they're getting a star.
Yeah, he is a game changer. I just wish there were more of them to pass around because the Pistons, I mean, okay, let's say they cash in on this draft. They get a solid player. They get a Jalen Green. At that point, how far away do you think they are? Is it still 2-3 years of the rebuild, getting these young guys, more playing time and hoping they gel as a team over time? Or is it we got to add a big-name free agent or this is never going to work?
I've heard multiple, like I keep hearing this rumor. I don't know where it stemmed from, but they're trying to pair up like a Batman to Jeremy Grant's Robin. They're trying to pair up another player. I don't know whether that's in free agency via trade. I don't know what player they're currently looking at, but they're going to try to push for the playoffs. Now, whether they make it or not, that's yet to be determined. But I think if they could sneak into a play-in next year, easily, they could be a 10 seed in the East.
I mean, I'm looking at the Eastern Standing Conference right now. I mean, from the 7 to 10, you got Boston. Of course, they had some injuries this year. Ooh. Charlotte, Indiana, Washington. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Pistons can get somewhere up, pull even with the Pacers and the Hornets by through the free agency and everything like that. But I've been also hearing that they might try to move Jeremy Grant to get an even bigger player, which I think would be stupid. What would you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that too. I mean, you heard the Boston package. I don't really know if I believe it. Seems like every year Danny Ainge says I was so close. I offered him my first round draft picks, but that never happens. But I personally don't know. I feel like that's Troy Weaver's guy. He was with them in OKC. He recruited him at Syracuse. I think that's something that Troy wants to build around. He wants to build a team around Jeremy Grant. Now, I don't know if fans necessarily like that or not, but he's a two-way forward, and I think that's what you need in a playoff series. We saw what he did in the bubble last year against Kawhi Leonard when the Nuggets were laughably down 3-1 and they kept coming back. But I mean, I think he's a guy that still has another level. I don't think he's a finished product yet.
I consider Jeremy Grant to Troy Weaver kind of like how Jared Goff is to Brad Holmes. They both brought in their guy who they feel that they can build around, at least for the next couple of years. Yeah,
that's actually a pretty interesting comparison. I didn't really think of it like that, but I think playoffs aren't really that far away. I don't think it's going to take 2 to 3 years. I think, you look at the games that we played this year. I mean, we've stayed competitive with almost every opponent. And Coach Casey has admittedly said, most nights I would have kept the Bets out there. I would have kept Mason Plumlee out there. I would have kept Jeremy Grant out there longer. He basically said, I'm trying to lose on purpose to get a top draft pick. Like, he didn't physically say that, but this within the interviews when you listen to him, he's just like, we're just trying to develop right now. We're not really trying to focus on winning too much.
Oh, yeah, if you look at the injury report, you can tell that they're not trying to, our injury report.
It's always like a long...
literally, there's 15 names on our injury report, and then you look at the team we're playing, it's like 1 or 2. For the last 5 games, it's looked like that. So it's just been a scroll of players that are hurt.
And that's the thing is, I don't think it'll be tough to bounce back and actually get a playoff spot, but it's the whole being a playoff contender. You look at the Sixers, you look at the Bucks, you look at the Nets. I mean, the East got such good talent that we just can't compete with because of all these super teams.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other problem when you're a small market team like Detroit.
Listen,
where,
we beat the super team before. We could do it again with a real team and team basketball and playing the right way and going to work.
Yeah, I mean, we've done it before. I mean, the Bad Boys did it. No one talks about the Bad Boy Pistons because they were interrupting, the Bird and Magic era. The 04 Pistons, probably, the team I grew up on, stopped Kobe from getting a championship. They like to blame that, Shaq and Kobe weren't on the same page. Ben Wallace would actually say that's BS because he said he was locking down Shaq the whole damn series. But, I mean...
Well, that
honestly,
was the difference in that series. We could play Shaq one-on-one, and you can't forget about Eldon Campbell coming off the bench. He guarded Shaq really well because they were teammates in L.A. You throw Memo on him for a little bit. We had a lot of fouls to use on him in that series, and Ben beat him up one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really interested to see. I know they just announced that there's going to be a huge Laker documentary coming out next year. Can't wait to see that 2004 part.
Oh, that is going to be a highlight. That's going to be a blip.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's it.
And they're going to breeze over the phantom foul, too, in 88. That's not going to happen. But 89, they'll have to deal with it.
Absolutely.
Now, that's one thing I always love when I get in arguments with Lakers fans. It's like, look, 2 of our 3 championships have come against you guys, so thank you. We love playing you in the finals, and they don't like to hear that.
Now, Anthony, have you heard anything about Sean Sweeney? I've been hearing a little rumblings, if the Pistons decided to move on from Dwane Casey, that Sean might be in line for a promotion, because I hear that a lot of people are high on him.
Yeah, he's an interesting name. I haven't heard that rumor. I know that he was in Milwaukee. He's responsible for the Greek freak that is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't really know if he's a assistant coach that would want to coach. I know he did coach a little bit in the summer league in Vegas. when they were in the summer league, but I don't know. Honestly, like if we were to replace a coach, I mean, I'm really high on Jerry Stackhouse, but doubt he leads Vanderbilt. But I mean, I don't know. That's interesting. That's the first time I'm hearing it.
Yeah, I heard it from a couple people. Nothing really serious. I just want to see if you had heard anything about it. Because for me, if the Pistons were to move on from Casey, I would be interested in bringing back Billups.
Yep.
And having them go ahead and take the reins of the team.
Yeah, I mean, he's another interesting name. I mean, we heard that he wanted to be a GM. He wanted to be assistant. I think he wanted to be a GM, like straight up, like no experience. He's like, yeah, I'll be a GM if you pay me enough. But he's like, we're like, no, you don't have any experience. We were willing to bring him in, to learn under a GM, but he didn't have any interest in that. Now he's an assistant with the Clippers, I believe.
Yep.
That would be interesting. I hometown favorite. I think a lot of fans would love that, honestly, just from, watching the 04 team and just, watching Chauncey throughout his career.
Well, we'll see what the future holds for the Pistons in the draft and in the coaching chair. Pistons Talk, thank you so much for coming on with us this morning and discussing Pistons. We got to do this more often, and I'm sure we will once we start inching towards the draft and the lottery and all that good stuff, too. But thank you for all you do to contribute to Woodward Sports as well, man.
No problem. I appreciate it.
Have a great morning.
You
Joey,
too.
not going to say goodbye?
Bye-bye, Anthony.
Like, what the hell, Joey? Say bye.
It was on a solo shot. It was on a solo shot to you, damn it.
Yeah, he participated in our show for damn near a half hour. You're not even going to say bye to the guy.
The homie, he knows that.
We also got to give a shout out to our people at 8 Mile Vodka. The weekend is almost here, according to Fish. We're only 3 days away. So it's a good time to start thinking about what you're going to be sipping on this weekend. It's supposed to be like 70 degrees. We're getting into that summertime here in Michigan, and nothing can be better than a nice, cool 8 Mile Vodka and whatever you want to mix it with. Lemonade,
I like lemonade. That's my go-to always.
It is the season, man. So pick that up. Any Meyer store has it available. It's born in Detroit, and we love the people that are a part of it. Like D-Mac says, it's not about the what, it's about the who, and the who that owns 8 Mile Vodka. Great people from Detroit doing great things for the city, so support them back.
So what's up? My name is Sean Baligian. Glad to be a part of Baligian and Bell every day at 11. I'm the guy that gets pissed off at all the stupid sports fans out there.
What up, though? I'm Drake Bell here on the Baligian and Bell show here at Woodward Sports Network. Tap into the energetic Sean and the calm, smooth Drake Bell.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Can't believe I'm starting off the news with this, but a name that I never thought we would be talking about again in football. Tim Tebow.
He's back, baby. He's back, baby.
Tim Tebow on the verge of returning to the NFL at the age of 33 to reunite with Coach Urban Meyer as the tight end for the Jacksonville
Look at that
Jaguars.
athlete.
Just look right here.
Pure.
Ooh.
Pure.
It's literally the last and the only time that he ever had the ball thrown his way.
He had a jump pass, though. That was pretty dope.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
And remember the playoff game he won single-handedly? Can't forget about Tim Tebow, man. All-time great.
And then Tom Brady turned the lights out of his ass the following week.
That's what Tom Brady does to everybody, though. You got to hold that against Tim Tebow. You got to hold that against the rest of the league.
But he got a playoff win.
Yep.
You can't take that away.
Tim Tebow has more playoff wins than the Lions in the past 30 years.
Wow.
So don't
Would you want him as a starting quarterback?
No, but I'd take him as a backup tight end.
Tim Tebow last played in an NFL game 3,054 days ago on December 30th, 2012.
That is crazy. 9 years out of the league.
Played 1% of the snaps.
Oof. 9 years out of the league.
Dude, like that. I don't even know what I can compare in my own life to that.
I mean, hey, it's just
that's a long time.
It pays to have people you know in high places.
Oh yeah, I mean, he won 2 national championships for Urban Meyer, and you pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, coach, I kind of want to play football. All right, come try out. Maybe we'll give you a 1-year deal."
Just imagine how long he could have been in the league had he converted to be a tight end to begin with.
Yeah, but don't you hate when they try to convert quarterbacks into other positions in the NFL and tell the athletes?
But in this case, this guy really could not throw the damn ball.
Yeah, well, he did win playoff games though at quarterback. That's what blows my mind.
It's crazy.
Like, as much as we want to argue about this and be like, because believe me, I don't think Tim Tebow was a good quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not going to pretend and sit up here that he was good. But at the same time, the dude won a playoff game and we haven't been able to. So it's like, would I take a shitty Tim Tebow in a playoff win? Yes.
No.
You wouldn't? You wouldn't take that Denver playoff win?
No.
Oh, why? Oh, I would.
It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, we got the playoff win, but
the goose egg means something
dude,
to me.
You know how close he was to an actual Super Bowl? Only 3 more games away. Just like Fish, it's 3 more days till the weekend. It's the same thing.
No, but honestly, like when we were having this discussion before the show. Like, you look at the tight end roster of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it is I didn't even know where the hell this dude was from. And I love fantasy football. I love football. I can normally name the majority of every depth chart at least 2-3 players deep. Chris Manhertz.
What college did he even go to?
I couldn't even pronounce the name. It was some Jesuit college in Buffalo, New York, like Cencius or something like that. So they got Chris Manhertz, James O'Shaughnessy, which is a name I actually know. You know, I've heard that name before. Luke Farrell, I don't know that name. He went to Ohio State. I had to look that up. And then you have Tim Tebow sitting there as your 4th on your depth chart. So that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to make the team, but I think it's a smart business move by Jacksonville. They're going to sell jerseys.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think this is all just a ploy to sell and increase business sales? Like, I mean, what more could this be?
You always got to follow the money, man. And that's, Khan is not a dumb business owner. He knows.
Next thing that's going to happen, Jake Paul going to get hired to an NFL team. Watch. Point.
Fish,
Jake
what
Paul's
do you think about
this? NFL.
You guys know what team, what's his name? Shaheen Khan?
Yeah.
You know what team he owns?
The Jaguars.
Well, yes, but there's another team he owns.
Does he own a soccer team?
Yeah, he owns Fulham Football Club.
Oh, nice.
And he owns something else.
What does he own? Chick-fil-A?
All Elite Wrestling.
Does he?
Yeah, him and his son Tony Khan own AEW, and they own and they own the Flexing Gate plant in Detroit.
I was gonna start a GoFundMe for this dude, but I think he's doing well.
Yeah,
for
he's
himself.
doing fine.
Yeah, Khan's got money.
He's got a dope mustache too. He's got like the evil guy twist up mustache.
Anytime you could throw Donald Trump $5 million, you got some bread.
What? He gave Donald Trump a loan?
Yeah, for his campaign.
For his campaign. Okay.
I was like, why did he need a loan?
I was like, damn. All right. Yeah, this dude is balling. He's a money lender to the rich. But yeah, Tim Tebow back in the league. Corey, you wrote an article about it yesterday. I thought you kind of went hard at Tebow.
Why not? It's clown shoes.
Why do you think it's so clown shoes?
This dude does not belong. He showed that as far as the NFL standards go, he's a bona fide scrub. But hey, more power to him. His former coach is the coach of the Jaguars. He was able to get signed. I'm not hating him for walking through the door that was open for him. I just think that he probably won't even make the 53-man roster, but who knows? If he does, more power to him.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if he'll make the team or not. I mean, 9 years out of the NFL is crazy. And yes, he was playing minor league baseball. Little different animal than the NFL.
Comeback story of the century if he gets a spot on that that squad.
And I'm surprised he left minor league baseball because he was doing decent there. I'm not saying great, but he was doing pretty decent.
Yeah, he was never going to make it past the minor league level, though. But I don't know, man. It's a crazy story. It's going to be fun to watch. It's something to talk about, but damn, it's caused a lot of ripples through the NFL. Like Des Bryant kind of went in on it on Twitter. Just
Des Bryant has a he kind of has a case like I got put out the league for, whatever you want to say it was, whether it was personal issues or whether he wasn't really good enough. I don't think it wasn't good enough, whether his game slipped, whatever. You can't tell me that Tim Tebow off 9 years off the league gets a shot back when, hey, I'm available.
Right.
Des, please sign me.
Well, Des signed with the Ravens this year.
Eventually.
Yeah, and he didn't do shit, though. I mean, but no wide receiver is going to do shit in the Ravens offense anyways. He kind of set himself up for failure there. So, yeah, Tim Tebow back in the league. It's funny to think about.
News.
It's going to be even better to watch if he does make the team because, people are going to be out there wanting to hit them some Tim Tebow.
Oh, man.
I mean, he's got a good build for a tight end.
Yeah, he's a thick dude.
He's a big dude.
He should have probably been a tight end
long time
coming
ago.
out. Yeah, like he should not have been a quarterback coming into the NFL. But here we are. Now he's 15 years later, we're gonna get Tim Tebow.
Sad news for the Boston Celtics organization. Jaylen Brown, torn ligament in his wrist and is out for the rest of the season. The Celtics currently sitting at number 7, and this is the play that he really went down against the Oklahoma City, and it did not look good there. That was on April 27th, and he has been out since May 2nd. So he still played a couple games after that. But this team, I don't know, man. They got nothing no more without him. They're at 7th seed right now, 2 games out of that 8th seed.
I was going to say, I don't think they were going to do much damage come playoff time anyways. But
Jaylen Brown could go off, though, on him.
He can. But their window closed like 3-4 years ago.
They're an interesting team. They have the talent, but they just cannot seemingly put it together. I don't want to really say it's on Brad Stevens, because I think he's a pretty damn good coach. I mean, when Kyrie was gone, when they had Kyrie and he was gone that first year, I believe it was, lost Kyrie, Gordon Hayward lost early in the season, and they still got the Celtics within a game of the NBA Finals.
Right.
You just hate to see it, though, because the dude was having one hell of a season, career highs across the board, 25 points per game, but that's all it takes. Injury.
To me, you go back to that Gordon Hayward injury, and that kind of just changed the destiny of the Celtics. If he would have been healthy going into that season, they had Kyrie, they had Hayward. Like, it was supposed to all gel together, but then Hayward just snaps his ankle in half, and now he ain't on the team no more.
And congratulations to Russell Westbrook setting the all-time record for triple-doubles in a regular season. Anytime you could pass a name like Oscar Robertson, it's at 182 triple-doubles this season. Put up 28 points, 13 rebounds, 21 assists last night in a 1-point loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
And there it is. History. Russell Westbrook has just surpassed Oscar Robertson. It lasted 47 years, and now Russell Westbrook stands there all alone.
So here's a question for you guys. I know we like to do Would You Rather sometimes on the show. Would you rather be Russell Westbrook and have this record for being pretty much the greatest all-around individual player of your era, or would you rather have championships?
That's a tough one. I mean, if you're having championships, you at least are having success as an individual.
Right.
But it's not guaranteed. I mean, you got to look at this. Anytime you could set an all-time record like that with triple-doubles, just shows you that you're a transcendent player. And it takes a whole team effort to win that championship, so you can't place all the blame on Russ.
Yeah, let me give you a more specific person to compare him to, because just saying championships, I guess, is kind of tough.
Yeah.
So I don't want to take like a Steph Curry, because obviously if you could be Steph Curry, you're fucking Steph Curry. So let's go Klay Thompson. Good career, hell of a shooter, gonna go down as part of one of the greatest stretches in NBA history, or Russell Westbrook.
I don't even know if Klay's an accurate comparison, because Klay's going to go down as probably the second best shooter ever behind Steph.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But he's not Steph. You know what I mean? Like, Steph, to me, you're taking Steph Curry. I'm not comparing them. I don't think they're similar in any facet of the game. I'm just saying resume-wise, what would you rather have at the end of your career?
I mean, resume-wise, I'm going to go Klay. I mean, I got 3 rings. I'm recognized as the second greatest shooter ever, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to go with the rings on that, because it's still at least a great basketball player.
Right.
If you're going to give like a bench player that happened to get a couple rings, then I'm like, all right.
If I got 3 rings and I'm recognized as the second greatest player, second greatest shooter ever, as opposed to, hey, I got the most triple-doubles ever, gonna lean toward them rings.
Okay.
The rings. You know, the triple-doubles, it sounds nice, but, you know, in Russell's case, it's an empty stat when you don't have a title to back it up with. At least the Big O has an MVP and a title to back that up with.
Yeah, that's the most frustrating thing for Westbrook's whole career. Like, you know the dude's talented. He should be able to win a championship at some point, but it's never going to happen, especially now that he's with the Wizards. Like, you know, that window closed when they tried it in Houston. You know, they tried it for the Thunder, and it didn't work. Damn.
I
It's
think
just got to be frustrating to be Russell Westbrook, being that damn talented, but you just can't get over the top.
Well, the thing about it is it's his fault because, yes, he's getting these triple-doubles, but it almost sounds pretty blasphemous to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. He got those triple-doubles in spite of playing good basketball because it's sometimes I felt that he was so focused on getting those triple-doubles, he would just do some boneheaded-ass moves. And I think I don't know how you smoke having Kevin Durant on your team. Like, he fumbled the ball on that one.
Kevin Durant and James Harden at one time on the same team with
That's
Russell
a super
Westbrook.
squad right there.
That's a Troy Weaver squad right there.
Yeah.
They had just think about that. They had KD, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Ibaka.
Yep. Damn.
Still no success.
And Steven Adams.
We go on to the Greek Freak. Giannis dunking on not only one, not two, but three defenders. Damn near dunked on the entire Spurs squad on this one play right here. It's no surprise why he's called the Greek Freak. Look at this.
Jesus. Like, how do you defend that? How do you defend that? You got 3 guys on him. You're only allowed 5 guys on the court. That guy's a monster. I love that.
The way that dude drives the ball is just takes control of the entire court. East Lansing's own. I'm done. How many times are we gonna say we could have?
Hey, I'm just gonna mention it until we get them. Until we get somebody.
This happened over the weekend. East Lansing's own Ryan Miller has played 18 years in the NHL and just played his final game. He is the winningest American-born goaltender in NHL history.
Special moment here in
Played
St.
nearly
Paul.
400 games.
Ryan Miller playing his last game in the National Hockey League, and the Wild paid tribute to the winningest American-born goaltender in NHL history. Won a Hobey Baker, won a Vezina, a silver medal at the Olympics, and nearly 400 games in the NHL.
Yeah, certainly a special player, and the goalie,
Hell
I like
of
to
a
see him tip
career
the
right
mask
there.
back. I think there's probably a tier or two under there.
And then this is the moment that we saw his parents after the final game. You know, we always need that moment with the parents.
Miller time one more time as he goes up and talks to his mom and dad, and certainly good to have them there on his final game in the National Hockey League.
Imagine that, making it 18 years and being known as the winningest American-born goaltender in NHL history.
Yeah, I'm still pissed about that silver medal. That should have been a goal. Screw you, Canada!
I say screw Canada for more reasons than one. they basically call it America a ghetto. They won't even let me get over there.
Well, they can't come over here right now. They're all on lockdown, so sorry about that.
and vice versa.
I miss my Canadian women at the opening day.
I do miss all my Canadians, man.
Dude, you know they're on like more lockdown than we are?
Oh, like crazy.
Oh,
they can't
yeah.
even play golf.
Wow.
Yeah, like they are lockdown.
That is crazy.
Yep.
The Detroit Pistons taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, 7 o'clock at Little Caesars Arena. And I'm excited to just see the Pistons rookies going at it with Anthony Edwards. It's going to be a good game tonight. And then a little bit of local news for you. With 55% of its residents vaccinated, we should be expecting some restrictions to be lifted in the next few weeks here in Michigan, including that 11 p.m. curfew.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. COVID ain't out after 11.
I literally just had this conversation with my friend the other day. I can understand I understand the capacity limit. Like, okay, you want the business to operate 25% capacity, 50% capacity. I get that. The time limit is actually the dumbest thing that it made no sense to me. like you just said, COVID doesn't come out after this such a time.
I think
They're just trying to
point,
shut down the clubs.
Yeah, and
That's
I think
it.
the whole point is they see these clubs going wild. So after 11 o'clock, I mean, you know people are going to be out there going crazy.
Fine. Why does Best Buy still close at 7 p.m.?
That's the weird part. Yeah.
Dude, 7, like seriously, we're still at work by the time Best Buy closes.
And we need stuff, Best
And
Buy.
I'm like, hey, I got to leave, guys, because I got to go get to the store. By the time I leave the studio, it's closed. What? Why are you closing at 7 p.m., Best Buy?
I ain't going to lie. It made me like Micro Center more than Best Buy. For that reason, I swear.
Yeah, because they think they still stay open at 9, right?
Yeah, they're open a little bit later. And lastly, Detroit Police Chief James Craig announced his resignation from the city of Detroit, and his last day will be June 1st. When asked about the big rumor of running for governor, he said, "I have not made that decision, but I am not ruling it out." So I assume we're going to be seeing that news come out in the next couple of weeks. He's got until June 1st, so a couple more weeks left serving as the chief of the Detroit Police
Yeah, I
Department.
wonder who the next police chief is going to be, and I guess we're going to wonder who the next governor is going to be.
Whoever's going to fill James Craig's shoes for police chief, whoo, you got a hell of a job in front of you.
Oh, yes.
The old taken good luck.
Hey, I want to give you a quick little shout-out,
Wait, before you do that, we got one more news story, Joey. It's my sister's birthday, man. We got to say happy birthday to my sister.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Kendra. Love you. Now you can go ahead.
What are you going to get her? No pressure.
I got to figure that out after we get off the air.
You haven't got her anything yet?
Not yet. Normally I just send her a Starbucks gift card, but I wanted to do something better than that this year, but, I've been busy.
Doesn't Arizona have that, like, Amazon Prime one-day shipping, same-day delivery or something?
Probably.
All right, so take advantage of that.
Yeah, there we go.
Right, drones just flying it.
So happy birthday, Kendra.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, and I want you to start your year off in the new way with the new career. And check out Northwestern Tech. This is going to be the best year of your life because it's only a 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program. Heating and cooling. I always talk about how this is not going anywhere. It's going to be a nice hot day today. Maybe your air conditioning isn't working. So who do you got to call? The heating and cooling experts. NorthwesternTech.edu. That is the school where you are going to learn this new amazing career and start making yourself some good money. So switch that career right now. NorthwesternTech.edu. We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. Ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys. Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network, live streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and, of course, Twitter. Thank you guys for being part of the conversation, dropping your comments, likes, shares, stars, all that good stuff. We appreciate each and every one of you this morning. And we want to reward you. Try to get you some money today. And that's why we brought on our gambling expert. His name is Adam. What up, Adam?
What up, guys?
How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Tim Tebow's back.
Tim Tebow's back, baby.
I'm going to fuck with Corey. Oh, my God. I love it.
Yeah, did you see the what was it, the tweet that was like, you know who else came back at 33 to save someone? Jesus.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Welcome back, Tim Tebow.
Listen, it doesn't pay to have Urban Meyer as a connection. It pays to have Jesus, Corey.
Yes.
There you go.
Well, you put both of them together?
Ooh.
Now we're talking.
So how'd you do last night in your bets, Adam?
We did okay. I mean, it was 2 and 3. It was a horrible night, actually, honestly. Very unlucky. The overs didn't cover barely on the 2 baseball games. The hockey hit, of course. What else is new? And the hockey over at 6 goals hit. So whatever. We're going to take an L. And we're going to bounce back with a W. So I went ahead and made, I don't want to say an easy ticket, but something that I think everybody can just look at and be like, all right, that makes sense. Like, there's no high risk in here involved. So I'll start with, what's it called? The hell's the word I'm looking for?
The Pistons?
I'll start with the Pistons.
The Detroit Pistons?
In a must-lose tonight, I think they cover. I don't think they come out and tank, honestly. It's very frustrating to say, but I think 7.5 points is too much to give them against Minnesota. I think this game should probably be at 5.5. So I'll take that line. I'll take the total points scored between the Hornets and the Nuggets at over 220. I mean, the Hornets alone are averaging over 117 points per game over the last 7. So I'm basically getting more than half of the points already covered. I just need the Nuggets to put up triple digits, and I'm good. I'll take the Knicks to cover against the Lakers, and honestly, an even better bet, if you're interested, is betting the Knicks to beat the Lakers tonight. I think the Lakers lose. Still no LeBron. Yes, AD's coming off a great game, and, you know, I don't think the Lakers would be a winning team right now if they didn't have Andre Drummond, so God bless him that he's there.
You're just trolling Corey this whole fucking time right now.
Having said that, the Knicks are a good pick to cover and to win. It's not a bad bet. And then I'm going to finish with 2 baseball games. I'll take the underdogs, which makes no sense because yesterday they won 14-1. I picked them yesterday as well, the Reds. There's no chance that they lose again today. If anything, it's going to be a close game. And the fact that I get them as an underdog against an awful Pittsburgh Pirates team makes all the sense in the world to me. And I'll take the Mets on the money line over the Orioles, who actually beat the Red Sox yesterday. Avoided getting the sweep, but they'll go follow up in the loss column tonight against the Mets. So excited about that. Parlay today looks good. $25 bet wins you $544. But I'm going to heavily bet today on the individuals. I'm feeling really confident.
Yeah, I do like the Pistons bet because even though, I don't think the Pistons are tanking.
It's not in their DNA.
Yeah, these guys are trying hard every single night.
They play hard, but they just suck. But they suck in the best way possible.
Yeah, but they don't suck. They're competitive, and that's what we wanted to see. Like going into the season, we can go back and watch like our first Pistons free games. Like, listen, we're not going to judge them on the first half of the season. We're going to judge them on like the last quarter of the season and if they're competitive or not. And they're falling into the ideal situation. They're competing hard every night. They're growing every night. Like you just saw Killian Hayes have his best game of his rookie season last game, but they're still losing, which is getting us a better playoff spot. So
can't ask for more.
Yeah, to me, this isn't a tank. It's just
tanking is when you
there.
field a horrible roster out that it has no hope, like the Hornets have done for the longest time, like many of these teams have done. But with Troy Weaver, you have 3 first-round picks that you absolutely nailed. One has superstar potential, one potentially all-star potential, and the other is a dominant role player. Like, it can't get better than that. You go 3 for 3 in a draft, especially in the first round, you have elevated and increased your timeline of getting better immediately. So if they fall with the number 1, number 2, number 3 pick this year, I mean,
that's
in
the
the
thing.
East,
It's just that one missing piece right now.
The
for
fucking
us.
Wizards are 32 and 38, and they're in the play-ins. So the Pistons.
They have
win.
Russell Westbrook though.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Triple-Double.
Yeah, Adam hates Russell Westbrook.
I don't hate Russell Westbrook.
Dude, we've
I
had
love
so
his
many
game.
arguments about Russell Westbrook because you think he's trash.
He is trash.
He's not trash.
He has zero impact on the game.
Yeah, except for triple-doubles.
Wow.
You hate his
the
defense.
stat column has nothing to do with the game.
You hate his defense.
No, he doesn't play defense.
Did
He
you
can't
just
shoot
say
the rock.
stat column has nothing to do with the game? Then why do they keep
If you
stats?
look at 47th PER in the league right now, 47th, and he averages a triple-double. You know all the assists he gets, he leads the league in assists? Because everyone's just fucking taking up shots because they're trying to get him triple-doubles. Look at the fucking rebound he got last night to break the record. The guy was going to grab it. He's like, oh shit, Russ, take it, man, take it. Get the fuck out of here. Guy doesn't impact the team. He had fucking James Harden and Kevin Durant. Couldn't do shit.
Listen, if it was
Fuck
that
off.
easy, it wouldn't have been since Oscar Robertson
Dude,
until
what
somebody
he's doing
broke this
and
record.
the stat column is so impressive, but it does not translate onto the court.
No,
clearly.
we just discussed that. It's got to be frustrating that he can't win.
That's why he sucks.
He doesn't suck,
He's
though,
a
man.
great athlete. He's a great player, but he is nowhere near the echelon of like the superstars. He's not a superstar. He's an all-star, borderline meh star, just because he's like so talented.
I don't know. When he was surrounded with all-star talent, he
fucked it
did
up.
get to the championship.
And he fucked it up.
And
He shot less than 44% from the field in the playoffs.
Well, he's never been a high volume scorer shooting wise. He's always
That's
just
why.
going to the
because
rim.
he keeps fucking shooting like an idiot. He can't shoot.
That is actually an interesting point.
He's detrimental to the team.
No.
And then he just goes for all the rebounds instead of fucking trying to get out in transition.
Oh, God, yeah, because you don't want your guard to go for fucking
You
rebounds.
don't want your guard
Yes, you do.
who is a ball hog to fucking go interfere with the you know where
He
he'd
ain't
be
playing
much
defense
better
anyway,
off?
so he's not going to get back. So who cares?
Rebounding
Whatever.
is defense.
Yeah, okay.
It's part of it. It
And then
really
passing.
is.
Not
Like, I
offensive
swear to
rebounds.
God, if I had the Russell Westbrook mentality, I could go out there and just fucking pass the ball, shoot, and I swear our team would take like 30 fucking shots that I passed on, and if they hit 33%, that means I finished with over 10 assists. Come on, guys. Fuck off. He's not that great. He's so talented, but he's not great. He's not a great player. He doesn't make an impact on
He's
the
going to be
team.
a Hall of Famer.
Everybody gets in the Hall of Fame in the NBA.
No, they don't, man.
Dude, what do you mean?
That's based off of stats. All it is.
His accomplishment is so impressive. I'll never say anything about that.
Damn
Having said
right.
that, it does not
Show
translate
some
onto the court.
respect.
Yeah, that he can
Put some
fill up the
respect
stat.
on his name.
Respect
Put some
for,
respect on that
for
name,
a loser.
Adam.
Respect for a loser. Get that shit out of here. Thank God he didn't fucking come to Detroit. Oh my God, I would have been dead by now watching that shit. Horrible basketball.
Honestly, if he would have come to Detroit, there would be more butts in the stands and it would be more excitement around the Pistons. So
I'd rather have Tim Tebow at point guard than Russell Westbrook.
it could happen. You wanna
If
call,
we
you wanna
had
call Urban Meyer?
Russ, we would not know about any of these rookies, though, the way we do.
No.
Nowhere
But we know
near.
about Russ.
We know about Russ.
Dude, Detroit would love Russ if he
Detroit
was
would
here.
hate Russ because
No, they
we would have
wouldn't.
won like fucking 36 games
What have
instead
we
of
done
being in the
past
lottery.
8 years anyway.
We've won that same amount every fucking
Right,
year
without
instead
a
of
guy putting up
recognizing how
triple-doubles.
shit the team is and fucking rebuilding it. We've sat there, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond. Wow, they must be really good. Let's fucking give them a chance, and they can get the A seed and get swept in the first round.
Neither of those guys fall in Russell
fuck
Westbrook
me, man.
range.
Dude, they're just as accomplished as Russell Westbrook, and
Get
they
the
make
hell
just
outta
as
here.
much
Get the hell
they
outta
make just
here.
as much of an impact as Russell Westbrook does. He does not make a significant impact. Look what Chris Paul did. He showed up in Houston,
Chris Paul's
fucking
different
65-win team, so goddamn close of making
Chris Paul's
the finals.
a better point
Russell
guard than
Westbrook
Russell
out in the
Westbrook.
fucking first round and out in the second round with that same fucking roster.
Glad I
Get
could
that
get
shit
you
out
going
of
this
here.
morning, Adam.
Sorry.
Love you, buddy.
I love you too.
Let's go over your bets.
Fuck my
One more
bets.
time. Run
Fuck
them down.
my bets. Fucking take the Pistons
take
to
these
cover.
bets. He's going 5-0 today. I'm calling it. I'm calling
Take the
it.
Pistons to cover against the fucking Timberwolves. 7.5 points is too much. This team plays hard every night. They're not going to go out and tank. They'll probably lose, but they're not going to go out and get blown out by 10, 15 points. Just not going to happen. The over in the Nuggets game, this is so off. This should be like at 231, 232. The Hornets alone can get more than half of that just on a normal day. And you got to expect the Nuggets to come out and score over 100 points. This is such an easy line. It's super, super undervalued. I'll take it at 220.5. I'll take the Knicks to cover. And honestly, betting them on the money line isn't a bad bet either. I think they'll beat the Lakers tonight. Take the Reds and the Mets on the money line. And have yourselves a great day. And remember that Russell Westbrook is the least impactful player I've seen in my fucking lifetime.
All right.
Who is regarded as a superstar. I should clarify that.
You can see that unimpactful player in the Hall of Fame.
I won't be
soon.
watching. I won't be watching his Hall of Fame speech. You know, guys, I just want to thank my teammates for letting me get the rebounds, for taking up stupid jump shots because I passed them a ball on the fast break so they can get me all my assists. I just want to thank James Harden for letting me come to Houston and fuck everything up. I just want to thank KD and James Harden again back in the early days for allowing me to just run up the court and fuck shit up and shoot under 40% from the field, let alone like fucking 22% from the three-point range in the playoffs. Like, I just want to thank everybody for allowing me to be as shit as I could be in front of all of you, and you somehow still regard me as great, and I'm up here on the stage. It makes no sense, but thank you to everybody in the Hall of Fame committee who voted me in. I don't know why you voted me in, but thank you.
Because he just beat Oscar Robinson for triple
Who cares?
doubles.
It's irrelevant when we're in context of superstars. It's a great accomplishment, but just like Steph Curry is on an ungodly pace with three-pointers, the new league, people are going to pass Reggie Miller, who aren't even close to the player he is. They're going to pass Ray Allen just because the way the league is played now. Just because it's a three-point heavy league doesn't mean that a shooter in Charlotte or somebody else who ends up passing Reggie Miller throughout his career, if he plays long enough, or passes Ray Allen, doesn't mean they were a better shooter. Like, just because he passes Oscar Robertson for triple-doubles doesn't mean like he's some fucking unreal player. It means shit. He can't do it in the playoffs. And he can't even do, like, he can do it in the playoffs, but he can do it shooting 30% from the field and 30% from the three-point range. Like, it's, like, what do you want me to do? Can't shoot free throws, can't play defense.
I just want you to acknowledge greatness.
I'm not,
That's
it's
all.
not
Just
greatness.
acknowledge greatness.
It's not
Quit
greatness.
denying greatness, Adam.
It's not greatness. It's fucking pathetic.
Hey, can you get us a table pound before we go?
I'm not pounding
The
shit,
big smash.
Fish. I don't want to pound anything. I'm frustrated. Take my bets, guys.
Yeah, I did it for you.
I'm sorry about the 2-3 last night. It won't happen. Today we're going 4-1 or 5-0. Fuck it.
Let's go, baby.
If only got that Westbrook one right, you would have won.
Yeah, and if you want to
Corey, be real with me. Wouldn't you take Tim Tebow at point guard over Russell Westbrook?
Get the hell out of here, Adam. That's the end of this segment.
Corey's face. I
Make
wish
sure
we had a
you
camera
go
on
to
that.
mybookie.com if you want to place Adam's bets. They got all the lines up there that he just went over. And if you go right now and enter promo code Woodward10, we will give you a free $10 deposit to start your account. But we also still got the old Woodward keyword too. So you can enter Woodward10 and you have to put no money in. Or if you're feeling frisky, you can put in Woodward and we'll match your first deposit up to $1,000, half of that. So if you want a free $500, put in $1,000, you get $1,500 altogether. If you just want that free $10 to go play on whatever game you want, you enter promo code Woodward10. But you got to do it right now at mybookie.com.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you to Adam for coming on and talking some Russell Westbrook. I'm very passionate about Russell Westbrook. I love that about Adam. Fish, What do you think about Russell Westbrook? We didn't get your opinion in that whole conversation.
He's good.
Well, I mean, he's good for stats. I would rather have rings because, in my opinion, no one's going to remember Russell Westbrook unless someone comes up and tries to pass him. Like, we only remember Oscar Robertson because Russell Westbrook's trying to pass him.
So no one will remember his name.
No one, only people.
No.
What?
They'll
What'd you say
remember.
about the Big O?
Huh?
What'd you say about the Big O?
People will remember Oscar Robinson, but they won't remember him unless Russell Westbrook passes him, which he did. It's gonna be the same thing for Russell Westbrook. No one's gonna remember him as no one's gonna as a great player.
Fish has control of his mic.
People will remember him.
Fish will mute himself.
People will remember him.
He went too.
They just won't remember him as the best player. They'll remember him as a player that broke Oscar Robinson. They won't remember him as, oh, he was a great player. Because he doesn't have any rings. If you don't see any rings by the person's name, you skip him.
So Charles Barkley doesn't have any rings. We don't remember him?
Skip him.
He's a good player. He's not great. He's good, not great.
I love you too much, Fish, to go in on you.
I mean, he didn't get a championship.
Go in on Fish.
I like
can't do
Fish's
it.
standard.
Go in on Fish.
Fish's standard is if you don't have a ring, I skip you. I love that.
It's just, I mean, that Barkley reference, you got to look at team players. And you look at what each individual did to a team to accomplish things. And come on, that's not even an argument.
Come on, Corey.
I'm not going to do it. Leave it alone.
Breathe, Corey.
I didn't say he was terrible. I just said he was good.
Fish, don't back off your opinion. You made an opinion. You stand
No,
by
I
it.
did, and I said he was good,
Fish,
not great.
Oscar Robertson ain't shit.
Russell Westbrook is good, not great.
And I agree. He's great. Thank you, Fish.
Well, he's not great. He doesn't have any ring. If he had one ring, he would be
great.
He'd be one level up. He needs like 2 or 3 rings to be considered. If he gets 2 rings, I will consider him great.
Okay.
But until he gets rings, he is just good or okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know too many good players winning NBA MVP, but that's neither here nor there.
That's all right, man. Everybody, that's the cool thing about Russell Westbrook is he is polarizing.
Yeah.
Like, he is. I mean, you're seeing debates all over the place. Is he overrated? Is he underrated? And
I can go to my team right now. I can tell my team, hey, guys, I want to beat Oscar Robinson. Do not touch the effing basketball. Just let me get every rebound, make every shot, and it'll take me a couple seasons, but I would probably get close to the record. I'm not saying I'd pass it, but I can get close to the record.
If it was that easy, don't you think it would have been done by now? Don't you think somebody would have schemed up a plan to try to get triple-doubles? I mean, we saw Ricky Davis several years ago try to do that shit.
Well, you can see it's either triple-doubles or NBA championships. Which one would you rather have? And most players would say championships.
Okay. Yeah, that was the debate earlier, so I'm glad to see you're a championship guy.
I mean,
Fish about them rings,
Russell
baby.
Westbrook obviously wants triple-doubles because it's probably going to get him in the Hall of Fame. So he chose Hall of Fame over rings.
All right. Well, let's talk some Detroit things because I don't know about y'all, but to me, this has been one of the most successful Detroit Lions off seasons that I can remember. And there was a poll out about fans. How do I word this? About their faith in this organization, about how good they feel going forward. And I was shocked at the reply because we're talking Lions football here, right? There's always going to be half the crowd that hates it and half the crowd that loves it. It was kind of the way with Stafford. Like, Stafford was a polarizing guy for Lions fans. There was a crew of Lions fans that would defend Stafford to the death, and there was a crew of Lions fans that would just throw Stafford under the bus no matter what. The truth was probably somewhere in the middle. But that's kind of where we're at right now with the Lions is everybody appears to be on board with what this regime is doing. And when this poll got put out, 96% of people like the direction that the Lions are heading in right now. And this was from Pride of Detroit, so thank them for this. So, yeah, 96%. Have you ever seen an approval rating like that for the Lions?
I mean, not, actually, when they, fired Matt Patricia's ass. But, outside, I think they're a little bit closer to the 100%. But, all jokes aside, hell no. I can't even remember the last time I've seen that type of universal praise from the fans. But it wasn't even just the fans. the Lions have gotten universal praise from national media as well. Just went and did a little bit of research. The Ringer, Pro Football Focus, NBC Sports, Pro Football Network, they've all graded the Lions draft somewhere between A+ to A-. One of the only people I've seen out there really kind of hating on the Lions draft was Mel Kiper, and even he gave it a B-, which I still think was kind of a little bit too low. I would have stuck with maybe I would have went as low as a B, but I think B- is too close to an average draft. And Lions, I don't think the Lions had an average draft, but Danny Kelly from The Ringer, here's one thing that he said about the Lions draft that was stuck out to me. The Lions put together the most on-brand draft, built through the trenches. The Lions, hold on, reset. I'm just trying to talk too fast. Reset. The Lions put together the most on-brand, build through the trenches type of draft imaginable. The group has big bite your kneecaps injury. Sewell is a dominant tackle with glass eater mentality. Levi, I hate pronouncing his name, Unzarike.
And better learn that, man. You're going to be talking to the boy.
I know.
Not bad.
It's just a long name. And Alim McNeil are both brawling interior defensive linemen. And, yeah.
My thought on this is I could care less about what the rest of the media has to say, what the fans have to say. When you hear coaching staff and the players speaking so highly about just how they're feeling and the energy right now in the locker room, that is all I care to see, because we have never felt this right now.
Even talking to Jeff Okudah when he had his media day, he was just speaking like things are different. Like the fact that he said that he's now sees the game totally different. And he had a defensive guru as his coach last year, and now he's saying now that he has AP, Aubrey Pleasant, and Aaron Glenn there, and he sees the game differently, able to break down tape better.
Yeah, that quote to me was super telling when he was talking about, I have more tools in my toolbox this year that I would have loved to have going into the league last year. So to me, that shows they didn't coach him at all, man. They just said, all right, you're an athlete, go out there and be an athlete. They didn't tell him about technique. They didn't try to teach him about schemes. They didn't include him in the football planning. Like, that's a scary quote, but it's less scary because those guys are gone, so we don't got to worry about them anymore. But that's the type of attitude and effort that was going into preparing our number 3 overall rookie for the league. And he was saying, I don't have enough tools in my toolbox to compete out here. So A, I love that out of Okudah, that he is self-aware, that he understands where he was. B, I love the position that he's in right now, learning and understanding I don't know it all. And even though I'm coming into my second year, I'm still a sponge. I'm going to take every coaching opportunity I can from these guys. But C, it just makes me want to rip out the rest of my hair, because fuck you, Matt Patricia. Why couldn't you just coach these guys like Malcolm Butler? You were supposed to coach them all like Malcolm Butler. You made the greatest play call ever. Like, this guy really set us back so far, but it led us to where we are now, and I'm okay with that now.
You know what Matt Patricia did last year? Because I put it out there. I don't know if you guys saw it. Last season was the second time in the modern-day era that the Lions win 3 straight seasons finishing last place in the division.
Did not know that.
The last time they did that was the 01, 02, and 03 when they had Marty Mormon-Wig, then transitioned to Steve Mariucci. But that was the second time in the modern-day era the Lions finished the last in the division 3 straight seasons.
We did it, y'all. We did it, y'all. So that being said, I guess there really is no other place for fans to feel then that we're moving in a positive direction, because how much further could we have fallen?
I mean, they went 5-11 with a clusterfuck of a team last year and no direction. So I think anything, even if they didn't win a lot of games this year, I think 5 is really their bottom ceiling. Anything else is up.
Joey?
The dude's out of here. That's it. Especially when Okudah comes out and says all that. I mean, I just want to see him perform and have a good sophomore season, and I don't care what the rest of the media world is saying on this. You know, it's like we're at the point where we've had so many bad seasons after bad seasons that we finally have something good. Do not mess this up.
And I'm just really looking forward to seeing what they put together out there on the field, because the one thing that has changed is the culture in the locker room and the type of personalities that they brought in. These guys have from Jamal Williams to Levi to Panay to, even how Woodward is talking right now, how Trey Flowers is talking. All of these guys are now seeming, after coming from some of them who were a part of the lows last year, they're now excited to get out there on the field.
Right.
They got guys coming in with a chip on their shoulder, such as Jared Goff, who got treated like he was, yesterday's news for a guy who didn't win anything. But, I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole again. So I'm really curious to see if all of these personalities, if all of these guys with this edge, if all these guys with the chip on their shoulder can come in and put it all together. If they're able to put all of that together, it'll be a special season to watch. Not saying that they're gonna go on a playoff run or anything like that, but it can at least be a season where Lions fans can see some hope and see some real promise.
Yeah, well, we got promise in our draft picks. We got promise in all the coaching hires. And, I really think as much as the draft impacted everybody's voting, like the coaching hires and these guys that were getting into these positions really put things through. The Chris Spielman hire, stuff like that. Really just, it's all snowballed and it's all progressively grown better and better and better. And the Lions got an offer on draft night that I just found out about, and I want to talk about that next. Joey?
I want to talk about what we're doing next month.
Yeah.
Because it is camping season, and Sun RV Resorts has over 160 beautiful RV and camping resorts across the U.S. and Canada. And right there you see Petoskey, where we're going to be next month doing a little broadcast from out there, and we're going to have some fun out there camping. It's going to be Corey's first time, my second time, and Sticks, I don't know how many times, but we're going to have some fun out there. And Sun RV is the spot where you got to check out because it really is a glamping style to it. Water parks, lazy rivers, mini golf, this is a full vacation. So book yours today at sunrvresorts.com.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. This is the Morning Woodward Show. Thank you guys for waking up with us every morning, 8 to 10 a.m., live streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, and, of course, Twitter, and on our app. Make sure you download it today in Apple or Google Play stores. So we're just talking a little bit about the Lions and how everybody's feeling confident about where this regime is taking us and just overall about the vibe of the team. And then I'm reading an article, and I see that we had temptation in our face on draft day, and the Detroit Lions, upper echelon, decided not to trade out of the number 7 pick, even though they felt they probably could have and traded back and still gotten Sewell. But they wanted to 100% make sure that they got their guy. And so I'm reading this, and Brad Holmes is saying, yes, we got offers. I will stay at our pick. The phone rang from a couple teams, but we just felt good about Panay, and it was intriguing enough for us to risk not landing him. Or it wasn't intriguing enough for us to risk not landing him. So according to this article, what we're seeing here is Denver wanted to trade up, Dallas wanted to trade up, and those may have been the people that were in play. And sometimes it's the moves you don't make that define who you are. And I think this may go down as one of the moves that we didn't make that really helps the Lions' future. Do you guys feel that way?
I'm with it. If you know that you have your guy and he's right there at your number, don't risk it. You never know what they might have traded that pick and turned around. All right, we got the Lions pick. Now we're about to move this pick somewhere else. You never know what can happen. They might have pump faked them and grabbed Sewell. You never really know. So their guy was there at 7. They didn't even think he was going to be there at 7. Go ahead and grab him and don't think twice. I'm totally fine with the Lions turning down any potential offers they may have had, because even though they possibly could have traded back and got him, they still worked the hell out of that draft. So I'm good.
Yeah, and especially hearing this after the fact, it's like, what really, you put yourself in that situation. There's no one else that I really wanted. Like, when you look at this, and we got Panay Sewell because we didn't even think he would be that low in the draft, and he falls into our hands, you can't trade that and risk it. You can't do that.
Yeah, I think it just points once again to how cerebral these guys are being right now. And, just because you have temptation dangling right in front of your face doesn't mean you have to take it. And like I said, it's the moves you don't make. We may never hear about this, or we may have never heard about this, right? And it could have drastically changed Lions history forever, because we don't know what Penei Sewell is going to turn out to be. I do love this quote by Dan Campbell about him. When he makes a mistake, it's because he's trying to kill people. I would rather have a guy you coach backwards than be a guy that you're constantly trying to pry. Man, finish your blocks. Would you finish your blocks? And I love that quote by Dan Campbell.
We biting kneecaps. We're killing people. This is amazing.
It also points to what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell said about how they're going to scout players and evaluate talent. We're not going to necessarily draft them or sign them because of their strengths. It's because we know what their weaknesses are. And that quote right there he pointed out a minor weakness of Penei's.
Well, I think any management, and I know I've said this in my past management experience, like I would much rather have a guy that I have to pull back than push forward. And this is a very advanced way of saying that. Like, when he makes a mistake, it's because he's trying to kill people, and that's true. Like, you're
going too hard. That's it. If you're going out there too hard, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, whenever Sewell has made a mistake, it's because of effort. And as a coach, you can always live with effort mistakes. You can't always live with
lack of effort.
Yeah, mental mistakes.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the transition from Jim Schwartz Lions to Jim Caldwell's Lions. Like, they were unhinged. They were always turned up, grabbing those penalties for being too rough. But when under Jim Schwartz, but when they got to Jim Caldwell, they just dialed it down. They dialed it back, honed it in a little bit more. So that's where I'm kind of with it. Like, hey, you know what? Keep that same aggression. Just pull it back just a little bit.
Yeah, no, and Linus, I see a lot of Jim Schwartz and Dan Campbell, and that's kind of been like the cycle for Lions coaches. Like, all right, we're down in the dumps right now. We need to bring a rah-rah guy in. We need to instill energy back in that locker room. We need to get people fired up to play here in Detroit, and that's exactly what Schwartz did. He brought Kyle Van Noy up here to play, and like he put in his defense, and it was a very like in your face. Handshakes became an issue under Jim Schwartz. Like, nothing was off the table with aggressiveness, and you saw it bit us in the ass a couple times, like him throwing the challenge flag in the middle of a play, meaning that you can't challenge the play anymore, which is a rule I didn't know about until that happened, but he's a head coach. He should probably know that rule. But
it's usually how it is.
Huh?
You don't know about rules until it happens with the Lions. Now you know it's a rule.
Yeah, the Lions definitely exposed, if you touch a kickoff while you're standing out of bounds, the kickoff's out of bounds. Like, I didn't know that was a rule till it happened to the Lions. Didn't know you weren't allowed to bat the ball out of the back of the end zone till that happened to the Lions. Didn't know that you had to stand up, hold the ball, take it to your bench, and, still present the ball to the ref like Calvin Johnson. Otherwise, it's not a touchdown. Like, the Lions have just taught me so much about football.
Basically, the rule book has been rewritten in Lions games.
Yeah, and that's where I learned a lot of the rules. Like, oh, I've never heard of that. Well, it happened to the Lions, so now it's a rule. But that got us in some trouble under Schwartz. Hopefully Dan Campbell is a little more heady when it comes to those situations, because I love the rah-rah. I love to get them fired up. I love the attitude shift, but it can't be compounded with out-of-control behavior, too.
Well, I believe, he's a lot older from his time coaching, being the interim coach, I should say, of the Miami Dolphins. He has a quality, top-notch staff with top-notch potential with the staff that he has placed around him. He has a Deuce Staley as the assistant head coach, and he has an Anthony Lynn, who's been a former head coach in the league. So he has some guys around him that, I believe they'll be able to help bring him along speed and hopefully help him dial it down a little bit, because Dan Campbell is a ball of energy, and that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, he's electric, man. I love hearing him speak, that's for sure. And he's got that robotic voice. Like,
it really is like a robot.
Yeah, love Dan Campbell. So wanted to touch on that for the Lions. And, they passed on a draft day deal that could have changed our history, could have changed our future. And they didn't, and I love them for it. That we got our man. Everybody's feeling good. We saw 96% of fans love what we're doing. So they're on the right track.
I mean, they made the right move. I'm all for it. And again, they got the number one O tackle they got the number 1 D tackle. And they filled the rest of the roster up with a bunch of guys who can be pretty much possibly day 1 starters.
They gotta be.
Yeah, so
Honestly,
they have
they
a
gotta
choice.
be.
So I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, so let's go Lions, and we'll keep you up to date on everything that we hear out of Allen Park. And Joey, you ready to do your news coming up next?
I am ready.
All right, Joey's news is up next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Yeah, we talk about Celtic star Jaylen Brown, who has a torn ligament in his wrist and is out for the rest of the season. This is coming at a horrible time. This is the play that it all happened on April 27th against the Thunder. He's been out since May 2nd, so he still played a little bit after that. He actually had a hell of a game the game after he got hurt there, but then the doctors evaluated it and realized he's got to be out. Bad timing for sure.
Yeah, right before the playoffs. That's not going to help them.
No, they're number 7 right now. I see him dropping a little bit probably and not really doing too well in that first round.
It's going to get ugly for the Celtics, and I am not mad one bit.
No. Screw the leprechaun. Isn't that what Isaiah said in the Bad Boys 30 for 30? Screw that leprechaun.
And Russell Westbrook setting all-time records for triple-doubles in a single season has passed Oscar Robertson now with 182.
The absolute GOAT.
Put up 28 points, 13 rebounds, 21 assists. Last night, this is the moment that he got breaking that
fadeaway.
record.
And there it is. History. Russell Westbrook has just surpassed Oscar Robertson. It lasted
If only he made that
47
shot.
years.
You got to finish it.
And now Russell Westbrook stands there all alone.
Yeah, that does
to.
suck. He comes down the court and then bricks a 3 to Adam's point about his shooting percentage.
It's like when you cross someone over and then you miss the bucket. It don't count.
No, but Russell Westbrook is going to be debated forever, I think, on what he is and what he was to the league. Because I know people that feel, obviously, we saw Adam earlier. Adam feels that he's not good. Like, he's good, but he's not great. And Fish, kind of the same way. But at the end of the day, man, a dude can't do what he did without being great.
For sure, but I mean, when you look at the stats and then you look at the success, I mean, the stats got to lead to the success, and it's just not happening for him.
Well, okay, look, there's, everybody always say, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
He's great. He's just not a champion. You can't say that Russell Westbrook isn't great.
Yeah.
He's just not a champion. That's the only not. And Oscar Robertson, the person who Russell Westbrook passed, said that himself. That's really the only thing you can knock Russ on is him not being a champion. You can't say he's not a great player, because if you say he's not a great player, then it's just a dumb basketball take.
Yeah.
Some people, they just look at championships as that's it. Like, if you don't get a championship, you ain't shit.
Robert Horry has 7 championships, and I mean,
Darko's got a championship.
Yeah, Darko's got a ring.
It's just
is
the roles they
Darko
play.
great?
He's the greatest. He got a ring.
He's a champion, but you know nobody remembers Darko outside of him being the worst number 2 pick of all time.
See, to me, rings should be used as like just the
Greatness.
End, well, no, just as like the end argument. Like if a players are A and B and they're right here on each other's level, and one has got a championship, okay, they get the nod there. Like that's what it should be used for. Not just
Good or
if you
bad
don't have a
basketball
ring,
player.
you're not a good player.
The thing is, people they don't use context when using the ring argument. Like, would you rather have? Let me see. Would you rather have Klay Thompson's 3 rings, or would you rather have Robert Horry's 7 rings? Because Klay Thompson gets way more respect for his 3 rings than Robert Horry gets for his 7.
Yeah.
It's a context. It's all about using the context with it.
Right.
It can go either way based on your personal preference on how you watch the game and what you value. But again, you just can't say it because a guy doesn't have a ring, he's not great. There are so many. Look at all the greats that Jordan stopped.
Right. Malone, all those guys. So that's why he went to the Lakers to try to get his. So, yeah, and then conversely, you can do it the other way, too. Just because a guy has a ton of rings doesn't make him a great player, like you said. So, really, rings, to me, are a deciding factor in an argument. But, if we're going to have this ring debate, then we got to just say Bill Russell's the greatest basketball player of all time. There's no debates about it because he has the rings and nobody else does.
And people have that conversation, too.
Yeah.
And also, too, he got one ring he got some rings as a player and coach.
There you go.
Greatest of all time.
Go.
Giannis dunking on 3 Spurs player is GOAT status on this play alone. Nasty. This is why we call him the Greek Freak. You see it on this play.
He is crazy. It's crazy how long he is and how, just how huge these guys' hands are to palm a ball like this and go up over grown men. Ugh.
Why do you even contest that? Don't even go up and jump on that.
Well, it's his job, Joey.
Just don't even.
You know what? I'm glad that he went up and contested it because so many guys are being punks about being put on a poster. Every great shot blocker has been on a poster.
Yep.
Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, all of them guys have been put on posters. But you won't say they're not a good shot blocker.
Nate Robinson. That block on Yao will always ring true in my head, man. That was one of the greatest blocks of all time.
The smallest dude ever.
5'6", blocking 7'6". That was amazing.
That dude got bounced though. He could jump.
Yes, can't box, but he got bounced.
Detroit Pistons taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, 7 p.m. at Little Caesars Arena, and I'm just excited to see the Pistons rookies taking on Anthony Edwards. Dude's been balling out this season. All of them have been balling out this season. And in big local news, 55% of Michigan residents have been vaccinated. And now the good news is we should be seeing the world open up in the next couple of weeks. My favorite of it all, though, is that 11 o'clock curfew.
Yeah. We get to go out now, baby.
It's honestly, I can't tell you the last time I've gone out.
To like a club event or something like that? Yeah, dude, honestly.
March 13th, actually, I can tell you. March 13th of 2020. That was when COVID hit.
Opening day was the closest I came to being out with people and partying, and we had a great time that day. But yeah, I think I hosted one night inside MGM Grand, I think it was February, right before they closed everything with COVID, and that was a year and a half ago. That's crazy to think about.
Even restaurants, when you're out there at dinner and you got to end it short because of the time, it's
right.
It makes no sense. But
we had to end our draft day broadcast early. The draft was still going on at 11 o'clock, but it was up. Bars closed. They're shutting off the TVs. We got to go, and it was not their fault. They gotta play by the rules, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
I wish. I'm not gonna say get on the whole political thing. I just wish that whoever is in charge would stop treating Michiganders like this is The Sims. Like we're just making stuff up as we go. I get the capacity limit. I just don't understand the time restraint. At least midnight. Make midnight. If you're gonna make a cutoff, make midnight. 11 p.m. That's a weird time.
Why I hated that was when I'm watching the National Basketball Championship. I'm at B-Dubs and they straight up shut the TVs down. I'll never forget that. And Detroit Police Chief James Craig announced his resignation from the city of Detroit. His last day serving is going to be June 1st, so he's got a couple weeks left. No official word on confirmation of whether or not he's going to be running for governor, but that is the rumor. He commented on that saying, "I have not made that decision, but I am not ruling it out."
He's running.
Running.
Why else would he resign?
One thing I just hope, I don't want to get into that, I just hope that he just continues to do the work that he does in the community. He's done a lot of stuff with nonprofits, especially the organization I work with, Pure Heart Foundation. He's very accessible. So hopefully, as he prepares his next step in his in the phase of his life, he still is accessible to citizens of Detroit because he does a lot of great work.
Yeah, I want to hear actually you and Terry Foster have a conversation about this because I don't know if you were following Terry's Twitter. He was kind of going in on just the politics behind Craig and stuff like that. And I know you like Craig, political shit aside, you like Craig as a human. And I just want to hear your and Terry's take on it. What's up, Fish?
Did I hear Terry Foster? Speaking of Terry Foster, he's going to be on the Baligian and Bell show today with Drake Bell.
That he is. He's filling in for Sean Baligian today. So yeah, maybe we could have an off the record conversation. I just love to hear you guys.
Was that a good segue, Joey?
It was. I liked it. Good job, Fishy.
Yeah, I mean, I always admit, politics ain't my lane. I don't operate in it. I don't really pay attention to it that much because I think it's on both sides. It's corruption, and I don't really like to kind of get into it. But just his politics aside, he's a good human being from my interactions with him, and whether he runs for governor or whatnot, just hope that he does well in the next phase of his life.
Hey, so today we're going to head out to try the Flint-style Coney dog finally for our Coney review tomorrow. And you know what's right there down the street is Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. And I want you to go there, try it for yourself, because this place is seriously just heaven when you walk in. I don't like going to the malls. I actually got to go there later on today to get a birthday gift. But when you walk in a Bridge Street Exchange, you just see everything that you want. Update that wardrobe. Summertime is here. And take advantage of the 15% off code WSN. Use that 15% off right now. BridgeStreetExchange.com.
Hey guys, I'm D-Mac.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar.
That was a little slow.
Right.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I wasn't ready. I was doing this.
Hi, I'm D-Mac.
Hey, I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. You're lit. Hi, I'm D-Mac.
I'm Pilar.
I'm Maz. We suck.
You suck.
Catch us Monday to Friday, 3 to 5.
Every day right here on The Hook.
On Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back. It's the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. And, Joey, we had an interesting conversation with Fish yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
Fishy.
You remember when you used to do those prank calls as a kid and it would say, like, why you kick my dog? You remember those?
Yes.
Like that was like the conversation I feel like that we had yesterday with Fishy as we were talking about
dogs.
Can I start off a different conversation, however?
Sure.
Last week, last Friday, me and Joey had a great conversation about geographics or geography.
Oh, about Antarctica.
Yep, about Antarctica. And I did some information on it, and you cannot swim to that bitch, but you can.
We were talking about how you can get
Joey.
to Antarctica because people have been to Antarctica, right? How do you get to Antarctica?
Yeah, so you take.
There's no flights there.
There's no airport in Antarctica. So you go to websites that can lead you. They're like tour guides or tour sites. They can lead you to.
How do you take advantage of a tour guide? By getting a flight to somewhere, and I can't even get a flight.
So you go to Argentina or Chile, depending on what boat route you want to take. I guess there's a certain it's dead something. There's a certain route you can take to go to Antarctica from Argentina or from Chile.
All right.
And that's how you get to Argentina.
Well, let's get into you kicking dogs.
Joey, you want to go to Argentina or Antarctica, wherever the hell we're going? Let's go. And best time to go is November, end of October, early November to March.
See, I did used to want to go with you until I found out you kick dogs.
I don't kick dogs. Okay, I don't want a dog in my house.
So but you have a dog in your house.
I have a dog in my house. I don't like the dog. Hair flying everywhere. Like 7 days in a row, there's been hair in my food. I hate it.
So
let's just preface this.
Yeah,
preface this. Go ahead.
Okay, so we had a conversation with Fish a while ago just about dogs, and he was like, "I don't like dogs," and we're like, "Okay," I was like, "Well, what if I asked you to babysit Woody?" And Fish, what if I did ask you to babysit Woody? Would you? That's the response we got from Fish.
Literally exactly that. That was his response. And this all started because a couple weeks ago, every Wednesday, we have the Detroit Dog Rescue here. And I had the dog over because we all love passing the cute puppies around. Passed the dog over to Fish for this picture. And he was miserable holding that thing like, I don't even want to hold this dog. And then this is where this conversation started.
So we just figured, all right, Fish doesn't like dogs. But then yesterday, through our conversation, we find out Fish has a dog that he doesn't like. And what's the name of your dog, Fish?
Raven.
Raven?
Yeah, I call it Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens?
What does a conversation sound like with your dog when this cute puppy of yours approaches Fish?
Away.
And then when the dog doesn't listen to away, what do you say?
Well, the dog does listen, so that's kind of nice.
That is nice.
But, yeah, just, get away from me. I would like it to get away out of my house, but, what are you going to do?
Then the poor dog Fish is over here talking about, yeah, this dog knows I hate him so much that he doesn't even try to come to me anymore.
Fish, It's
Still
just you're such a
comes silently.
sweet person. You're so loving to everybody here. You're so encouraging. And to find out that whenever your dog comes up for a cuddle, you're just like, go away, dog. No, thank
Well,
you.
the dog's not gonna cuddle me. He wants my food on the table. That's what he wants.
Oh, so what?
So-
How long have you not liked dogs?
As long as I can remember, my whole life.
Okay. And is there any reason? Did you get like bit by a dog? Did you get chased by a dog? What happened?
I mean, I've had a dog in my house for the whole life, so I'm assuming that's why.
And the only reason you have a dog is your mom likes dogs, right?
Loves dogs. No, doesn't like, loves dogs.
Loves dogs.
Loves dogs.
And your dad didn't want a dog.
Nope.
But your mom runs the house.
Yep.
So
she
you got a
said,
dog.
we're getting a dog. End of story. And we're like, okay, cool.
And how many dogs have you had throughout your life?
We had one.
Just one?
Yep.
So this is an old dog.
Well, we just got a new dog recently in November.
Oh, so 2 dogs.
Well, we have one. The one died October of 2019.
Okay.
Wow, you remember the dog's
So-
death at least.
What was that dog's name?
Lily.
Lily. Did you like Lily?
No.
What was that feeling? Like, this is going to be a horrible conversation, but what was that feeling when your dog died, Fish?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I cried for like 10 minutes.
Oh, you did!
So I did.
You do have a heart for dogs.
I do have a heart. It's not a very big one for dogs, but it's there.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes me feel a hell of a lot better about this conversation.
I mean, you know, again, I like animals, right?
What
Just
animals do
not
you like?
in-
You hate every single animal we've
No,
ever
no,
talked
I
about.
like animals, just not in my house. Like if I go to like a zoo or something, oh, that's a cool koala bear, or oh, that's a cool monkey. But you know, in my house, just personal space.
Bo says, don't kick them so hard if you don't like their hair flying around.
Oh, yeah?
Well, if I kick them, the hair will fly more.
I know, that's the point. No, Fish doesn't kick dogs.
So-
We're just joking with him about that. But it is funny, somebody who doesn't love dogs has a dog and has just told us the whole time, I don't like dogs. I don't
Yep.
like dogs. So
Don't like animals in my house.
So then, Fish, do you have any pets? Yeah, a dog. We were like, wait, what?
Well, yeah, that's why I don't like animals, because they're in my house.
they're in my house. All right, Fish. Well, we love you, man, and hopefully you can grow to love your dogs even more. And I know you do, because the fact that you cried when you lost your last one, that shows that you really love the dogs.
No, he cried because Mom said that she was getting another dog.
That could be true. I wouldn't know, but...
Well, thank you, Fish, for that. We got Fish Facts coming up in about 8 minutes. But before we get to that, y'all want to talk about J. Cole?
Real world.
I heard about this. I didn't know if you guys would bring it up.
Of course we'd bring it up. I mean, this is pop culture meeting sports. Corey, what was that breath about?
Okay, look. J. Cole is a great rapper, but all of my friends, they just kiss his ass so much with every single lyric. So as soon as I heard of this news, I just had to start letting the jokes fly. I'm like, oh crap. Now we're going to hear about J. Cole plays basketball. You have to have a certain type of intelligence to understand how J. Cole runs the pick and roll. or like, J. Cole's about to dunk with no features. It's just like, I just don't want to, whatever. But, you know, it's
I'm surprised you're not about this, to be honest with you.
I'm not hype about it because it's the last time I seen J. Cole on the basketball court, the man damn near got hung at the rim trying to dunk the ball. So I mean,
the dude ain't that sweet. Like, people praise him like crazy. The dude ain't that sweet. But I mean, we go back like a year or so ago when the Detroit Pistons actually offered him a tryout spot, made that J. Cole jersey, and that was sweet. You know, I mean, as a bad team, why not? I would entertain the idea because it would sell some seats.
Now he was good. Now he was getting heavily recruited. You know, in his younger years, I believe he was getting recruited by St. John's, if I'm not mistaken. So J. Cole has game. It's just that if I was dissing Tim Tebow for not playing, you know, in the NFL for 9 years and getting a gig, this guy has not played basketball professionally, and he's going over to the BAL, the Basketball Africa League, and he's taking a shot from guys over there that probably are more deserving and have trained longer and harder. So,
okay, so you're upset that he may be taking a shot from someone.
it's like it's
come on. Because I was going to say, you could be upset at Tebow going to the NFL like the top dog, but to go play in Rwanda, like he's not taking anybody's
Like, you really
slot.
feel bad for those people over there,
For the
one
Rwandans?
person.
Why not? There's still guys over there who have dreams. We're not over there. Who knows what we're
So they
taking-
feel bad for me. I never made it to the NBA.
Go to
Don't tell
Rwanda.
me.
I mean,
Don't tell me that. I mean, when you it's an opportunity that obviously he's created this name and brand for himself that they're over there looking at it like, this could freaking blow up our league. Let's do this all day.
It's gonna definitely draw attention to it. So I mean, I'm not totally hating on it. Just like, it's J. Cole, whatever.
I got to be honest. I never heard of the Rwandan League before J. Cole announced that he was going to go. And do you actually think he's going to go play there?
Well, they got a game coming up this Sunday, so I don't know why he be. We're going to see.
Fish, what you got to
That's
say?
what I was going to say. His first game is Sunday at 10 a.m. If the borders were open, would you guys consider going to Rwanda and watch him play?
No. I got no business in Rwanda.
Yeah, we got TV. We got internet.
Yeah.
I'd go.
You'd go to Rwanda?
I definitely plan on going to Africa at some point. I just don't know when. But if I had the money to go, why not?
Would you go, Fish?
Not Rwanda. I go to South Africa.
South Africa? Yeah, Egypt too. I go to in Africa. I think that's a dope spot. But
we can just turn this into where we'd want to go.
Huh?
Egypt's cool because you can from Egypt you can just hit the Middle East.
Yeah, I got no business there either.
You can go up and hit up Israel and
yeah. I go hang out with Joey's family. I want to go home. Stop by Lebanon, see Adam's boys.
Lebanon, I heard, is nice, but my home in Iraq, it's not going back there.
Yeah, it's not a vacation destination.
Mm-hmm. From what I heard, is my parents' home is no longer even a home.
Really?
Well, just went ahead and did a little bit of research on it. J. Cole is already in Rwanda right now.
Wow, so he is gonna play.
Yep.
Yeah, he's officially playing.
And Mikey said it's 4 teams. It's a 12-team league. So yeah, he's already over there. He's right now is quarantining in order to play for Sunday's game.
Dude, what if he balls out and becomes like an actual prospect that's getting looked at?
That would be hella interesting. I mean, it's not the first time a rapper has played. I don't know if he would go to the NBA level, but I mean, there have been
what
rappers
other
who
rappers have hooped.
Master P.
Oh yeah, Master P.
Master P was damn good.
Yeah, he was actually really good too.
Just making more money with rapping.
Yeah, a lot more money. Well, and you get into it like every NBA player wants to be a rapper, and every rapper wants to be an NBA player. Like that's just how it is, and it's the same thing with sports and music in general. Like D-Mac will tell you, they want to be rock stars or athletes, and then if you're one or the other, you want to be the opposite, and that's just how life hands you that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing him play. Listen, like I said, it's the Rwandan League. What'd you call it? The BAL?
Yep, Basketball Africa League. I believe I know that the NBA did some type of affiliation with them last year. Okay. So I remember that news coming out. So it's gonna definitely draw some attention to the league, most definitely. Like I said, my hate for it is more so just in jest and fun, not like, oh my God, I can't stand J. Cole. He's ruining everything. But it's gonna be good. Just I'm there. Yeah.
What's up, Fish?
I'm proud of you, Corey. Supporting international basketball. Good job.
I love basketball in general, no matter who's hooping. Don't know half of the guys' names on the other teams. I ain't gonna lie when I watch international ball, but I just love watching hoop.
What I love about this is, we haven't seen him play professionally. So this is gonna expose him. All that talking that he's done in the past, all those rumors about, oh, let's get you a tryout with the Pistons. Now we're gonna see if this dude got talent, if this dude doesn't got talent. So why not?
Didn't he play at NBA All-Star Weekend on the celebs game? Yeah, he looked decent.
Yeah, playing against Justin Bieber.
He took Bieber to the hole, man. So J. Cole going to be playing hoops in Africa. And when's the game again, Fish? Tomorrow?
No, Sunday at 10 a.m.
Sunday at 10 a.m. All right. What channel's that going to be on?
I don't know. I will check.
Yeah, find that out for us because I want to watch that.
All right.
I'll figure out how to stream that game.
He's catching in, too, at a good time. This is their inaugural season for what I'm reading.
Oh, okay. You think that's just more of a marketing ploy then?
This whole thing is a marketing ploy. Come on.
Very, very much so could be. Again, we're going to see.
I'm going to be honest, though. Like, as an NBA owner, I would totally entertain that idea.
Oh, I mean, the Pistons
One spot?
did.
Come on.
Yeah, Pistons did.
But why didn't it ever go through?
I don't know.
I think that was probably just their marketing team having some good fun with it because it was such a hot topic.
I just hope it's not that J. Cole would rather go to Rwanda than come to Detroit. Like that's all I'm hoping right now. That's what's running through my head. So yeah, J. Cole gonna be hooping in Africa. We're gonna watch the game on Sunday, and we'll report back on Monday. Coming up next, we got Fish's Facts. Fish, you ready to give out some great facts today?
Sure.
All right, we'll do it next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. I'm trying to find me a shirt. Ooh, look at these swimming shorts. What are you doing over there, Stick?
I'm trying to find me a drink. Ooh, look at these bonfire bitters.
Ready for summer.
Let's go.
Is it time? Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go fish. Fish facts.
It's fish!
It is time for the world-famous Fish Facts with the world-famous Fish looking fresh with his new haircut done here at Lady Jane's. Can you say I look wicked awesome, Fish?
Wicked awesome.
That a boy. All right, let's get into your facts, buddy.
All right, the passage to get to Antarctica, because I wanted to get the correct name, is, I guess it's infamous. Never heard of it before. Drake Passage.
Okay.
There we go.
That's if you go from Argentina. If you go from Chile, you'll be surrounded by ice glaciers and penguins.
Ooh, that sounds more
so
fun.
that's one of the
penguins.
2 routes that you can take depending on your comfort level of whatever you want to see. It's 600 miles, by the way, from Argentina.
I wouldn't do that on a boat.
Well, that's the only, no airport there.
Yeah.
We start with a video, as always, and we go out to Russia, where I believe it was this morning, Vladimir Putin played hockey out in Sochi, and he scored 8 goals.
Yeah, he did.
I bet he did.
It brings together former ice hockey stars, businessmen, and Russian politicians.
Yeah, and if Putin doesn't score 8 goals, your whole family's fucking murdered. That's just pretty much how that goes.
So I think they did the same thing last year, and I don't know if you guys remember, but Putin fell on the red carpet as he was skating over there.
I do remember that. Yeah, that's funny.
So this was recently, and he scored 8 goals.
But honestly,
So-
could you imagine any of our former presidents playing hockey? Just period. I mean, Obama used to play basketball a little bit here and there, but outside of that,
Obama could shoot, too.
Outside of Obama, who else could be an athlete?
I mean,
they're just so old.
They're all old.
Yeah, I mean, the only one I really remember being an athlete before Obama was Gerald Ford. He played football.
Yeah,
but
he went to
outside of
Michigan.
that, but outside of that, I mean,
I'm talking
those
about
guys look
during their
athletic.
presidency, though.
During their Oh hell no!
Right? No, this is Putin's still the dude.
Maybe Bush. You know,
I can see
Bush
Jimmy Carter being a hooper. He got the
Crossing it
name.
over with the tight nut hugger shorts.
Yeah, Carter is his last name. He go.
We go from Russian presidents to basketball.
All right.
Jordan Clarkson, 41 points last night, got 0 assists, 16-33 field goal, 5 for 16 3-point. He is the first player in NBA history to score 40-plus points, take 15-plus threes while recording 0 assists off the bench.
What a team player.
So he's looking good for his team. Another guy's looking good is, I did pull a fact, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, buddy.
Passed Oscar Robinson yesterday. And his team, Oscar Robinson's team, had 12.7 more possessions per game. That means more shots taken and missed, leading to more assists and rebounds. Russ also broke Oscar's record with 100 fewer games played.
That's interesting to think that Oscar Robinson had 12.7 more possessions per game, because you think with the high-tempo three-point offense that's going on in the NBA right now, that now you would have more possessions. That's a very interesting fact, Fish.
Find them, and I use them and take them and enjoy them, and hope you guys like them.
Yeah, thank you.
We go from Russell Westbrook basketball. We go from Washington to L.A. The Dodgers are not looking so good right now. They're 5-15 in their last 20 games. They were the popular pick to win the World Series this year and go back-to-back. Only 6 eventual World Series champions had at least one 20-game stretch of 5-15 record or worse. And you can see the list there. Cubs in 2016, Giants, Marlins, Yankees, Cardinals, and Braves.
Like it.
It's a good list there.
Yeah.
We go to today, which is May 11th, closer to the weekend. We stay in Los Angeles in 1963. Sandy Koufax, second career no-hitter, and beats the Giants 8-0.
I like that, and I like how you skipped that name, too.
What, Juan Marshall?
Yep.
Marshall?
Yep. Good job, Fish.
Is that his name, Marshall?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Just wanna make sure. Yeah, we go to your favorite baseball player, Stick.
Who?
Pete Rose.
I do love Pete Rose.
1980. He was 39 at the time. He got steal second. He stole third, and then he stole home. All in one inning for the
Charlie
Phillies.
Hustle, baby. You can't match that guy. Running over catchers in all-star games. Like, that's the intensity I want out of my players.
Yeah, they changed the rule where you can't really run over catchers.
I know, it's such
but-
bullshit. As a former catcher, it's a bullshit rule.
Well, they didn't want catchers to die. You want to
It's
die
all
as a
because of
catcher?
Buster Posey getting hurt that one time, and it ruined the MVP of the league. And it's like, you know what? It had been a part of baseball for hundreds of years before Buster Posey got hurt. And listen, I like the physical part of baseball. There aren't many physical parts of baseball, so when you take out the only part of it, it just leaves the game lacking.
It sure does. We got a birthday today, and it's someone who just signed a new deal and was a good quarterback. 1989, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
It is his birthday today. Played
job,
for Auburn
Cam.
in college. He played on the Panthers. He's born in Georgia, now he's on the Patriots. And a lot of people were surprised he was on the Patriots.
Here's another fun fact for you, too. Cam Newton's on the Patriots. Mac Jones is on the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
The first teammate quarterbacks to have their names spelt the same forward and backwards. See what I did there? Cam and Mac.
Oh, I was doing the last name.
Yeah,
I was like, huh?
I was doing both names.
No, we're doing Cam and Mac.
Huh.
And
wow.
Random.
That's
Why do you waste space in your brain with that?
That's what that is what.
That's really impressive.
Like, I have the worst memory in the world, but somehow Stick knows all these random useless facts.
Stick, thanks for putting it there because there are no weddings or divorces today. So, Stick, I'm actually proud of you. That ends off the facts. That's a very good way to end the facts.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I'm sorry, Joey. These guys were trying to quiz me the other day about random facts. And what was I doing, Joey?
You were pretty good.
Right.
Knocking them
You were
out the
pretty
park,
good.
and I didn't even know that shit.
Like the I don't even. How about this? I asked the damn thing. I was the moderator, and I don't even remember it. Stick probably could remember what it was.
The question?
Yeah, what was some of my questions? It was like,
Where in the world has the most rainbows? Was one of them.
Yup. Corey, where? Where in the world has the most rainbows?
The joke I have, let me.
It's not Ferndale.
He said it, not me.
That's second place.
And then the other question was, could the population of China all fit into
No,
LA?
it was the population of the world.
Population of the world?
Yeah.
All into the square mileage of LA.
It was, could the world fit in LA?
Yeah, because you said 8 billion.
Yep. And I said, yes, it could. And I was right on that. And Hawaii is the #1 place in the world for rainbows. Fun
Ferndale
facts.
second.
Huh?
Ferndale second.
Ferndale second. Ferndale close second. Close second. Joey, you want to do dumbass of the day?
Honestly, I really want to.
All right, let's do it.
I'm dying.
The Detroit Pistons select Darko Milicic.
World's dumbest criminal.
Well, so much for me calling him savvy because he had no idea where he's on the field. Dumbass!
There is a man by the name of Urban Meyer and the entire Jaguars organization, and I feel like we got to just award them this dumbass of the day.
For getting Tebow?
Yes.
Really? Oh, you're an asshole.
I have to. Like, look at
Look at this. Pure spiral.
Honestly,
He threw a knuckleball.
Is this for real, this video? Like, I've
Yes.
seen it circulate.
No, that was in practice.
That can't be real. Like, how is that real?
I mean, he's not a quarterback. That's
I've
how it's
never
real.
thrown that ball in my own life.
Yeah. We got a ball here. We can go throw it out back today.
Hey, but I mean, good news is going to be a tight end, and this is what he looks like when he goes out there to catch a ball. So it's definitely the person that you want out there. Look
He
at
looks
that
good in
beautiful
motion. Sanchez throwing him the ball, roll out, boink.
Dirt. Straight.
Well,
How you not going to say it?
Can't win them all.
You didn't say in the face.
In the face. So yeah, the
We'll see.
Jaguars are your dumbass.
Yes, Jaguar. I mean, listen, it's so cute that Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow get to reunite. So it's awesome. So why not?
Here's my thing. Did they really sign him because they value him as a tight end prospect?
Let me make
or
that money.
because Urban wanted to help his boy out? And to me, it leans more towards Urban helping his boy out because from a football perspective, there are not any game-breaking, life-changing tight ends out there in the free agency, but there are still some guys better, a lot of guys better, at the tight end position that have played at the high level than Team Tebow, who has never played an NFL snap as tight end.
Yeah, we just cut Hunter Bryant, who out of Washington, who I thought was going to be a decent tight end.
Jesse James is out there.
Wow, yeah, well, okay.
Yeah,
Jesse James wants too much money, though.
Yeah.
We had to pay Jesse James to do absolutely dick here. So
shout out to Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn.
Tebow got them fresh legs, though. I mean, he's recently played in an NFL game, and by recent, I mean 3,054 days. December 30th, 2012 was the last game he played in.
I'm gonna write these numbers down to you. 2,422 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 12 rushing touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. And no, that is not in one season. That's over the course of 3.
I mean, 12 touchdowns, though.
Absolutely elite.
Really 2.5.
12 rushing touchdowns, so that means he's good on his feet.
Well, Tim Tebow's back in the league, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how we're going to end the show. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Baligian and Bell is up next, but it's going to be Foster and Bell because Sean is out. He had the wake of his father last night, and he predicted he would be too hungover to come into work today, like any good Irish wake. So shout out to Sean and his family. Hopefully they got some great time and some healing together last night. Foster and Bell is up next right here on the Woodward Sports Network.